everybody's Power Plays Palace, man. We back again, you know. So we ain't gonna prolong this process, man. Let's get down to the chart, man. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what we got going on with SPY on yesterday. Boom. Uh oh. So what we were doing, if SPY went into the 748 area, 748.07, and it broke through that pre-market high yesterday, then we were looking at 750, 753, 755. But if it pulled back to the pre-market low before the market opened and started to move after that and kept that support level, then we was looking at getting back to the pre-market high for 748.07. Then we got 749. I mean 748.20, then 750. And that's what we were looking for on the call side. On the put side, if we got a rejection, if it went up and then it rejected off of the pre-market high, then we were looking at lower plays at 745, 743.86, and 742. And if we had a pullback before the market opened, close to that 742.02 area, then we were looking at 740, 738, and 735. And, remember when we got off yesterday, I was showing you that the market was kind of in no man's land, kind of, because it was already moving. But let's look at what we have for today. What's going on with SPY yesterday? So, and you see this wide view on this chart. That's because of what happened this morning. But SPY came in yesterday, man, and opened up at 747.69. It went all the way up, and it touched 750.18 at about 10 o'clock. Now, we were talking while this was going on. People started talking and giving press conferences, and next thing you know, the market went boom. So it went from 750 and it went all the way to 743.13 and established the low of the day. And then for the rest of the day, honestly, it consolidated here in this $2 range, except for when it did start to work its way back up. But if you can see on these candles, like, yeah, you get a good green candle, but then you get a immediate red candle. Decent red, decent, then you get the pullback, and then you would have to get in, like, right here in order to see a decent profit, or depending on where you're playing at. But from there, it just basically went sideways all day. You got a brief low from 745 down to 743.13, so it retested the low of the day, and from there, that was it pretty much. And it closed at 743.49. So from a technical perspective, yeah, we got the rejection off of the pre-market high. It broke through the pre-market high and actually went to that 750 level. But then from there, it rejected and pulled back. So if you were going off of the chart and just following the chart based off of what was up there, then you could have had a pretty good day. You hit the 750 mark, and then you saw the pullback from there, and then you could have just played it all the way back down to this 743 area, 742, close to the 742 level. So you could have still hit all three levels, and that was the play for yesterday. And what that led to, and you see all that negative pushback, but overnight it went kind of sideways, stayed consolidating, and then this morning we had a gap down to 739. It opened up at 733.97, and then it went up to 739.20, and then 732.97 is where it stopped at. But as you can see from there, currently in the market, we had a nice gap down, and it's looking like it's trying to rebuild a little bit. But hold on. Let's go here for a second. So, based on this, yeah, I know I play with my 9 and my 21. Right now, based on my indicators, that I think it's some indecisiveness, but it still looks like it's kind of moving up. So you can draw a trend line. But it already broke through that trend line, actually. So, I don't know, man. It could be one of those days where it continues down, but I see this gap here So if it jumps and gets back into this gap and start to work its way back up, we could see it go back up. That's 743. But for right now, I think it's pretty indecisive. It's about 8:14, so we'll see what happens. It's still about an hour, over an hour before the market opens. So let's go back and look here. You can see right there on the chart that there is, after this gap down, you know, it's really kind of been in this same $2-3 range, but that's a nice range. And then as you can see, right now currently my 9 is above my 21, so it's possible. A lot of things are possible, but we still have over an hour before the market opens, so we'll see what happens. Look like it might be working. It done worked up a little bit since it hit this level, but it already established. You can see from the pre-market high to 739.20 area. So we got a nice little range here, $7. So you probably get some good trades in there. So let's look at the chart for today. So right now, what we got is we got 739.20. If it reclaimed the long above that, we're looking at 743.16, 746, and 750.18. Those numbers sound familiar because we've seen them before just yesterday. As far as targets and places that the market, made changes and shifts. If we get a bounce where it goes down and push down, RSI, when it says oversold, you take your RSI, and if your RSI, the way mine is set, anything under 30 on the RSI is undersold. Really 30 on down for me. So what we're looking at, if it goes back and it tests that pre-market low, and then it starts to push up, we're looking at 736, 739.20, 743.16. Now, if we get a rejection off of the pre-market high, then we're looking at 736, 732.27, and 730. And if we get the test of the pre-market low before the market opens and it pushes down from there, we're talking about 730, 727, and 725. And as you can see on the key battle area is, for me, is usually the between the pre-market high and pre-market low. Today is a big range, so we want to be very careful and watch that. You see all the key levels for resistance and support, and we're going to generally try to be bullish over 739.20 and bearish below 732.27. And that's what we're going to roll with today, people, and that's our trade plan for today on the spot. Now, let's try to be disciplined, stay in your trades, get out of them when necessary, and follow and be careful what you're doing, and try not to make as many mistakes while you're pursuing greatness with this thing. Now, the thing is, let the market come to you and don't rush it. This is not financial advice. These are just some ideas from a person who trades every day. And if you want to come over and join our trade group, man, we're over at Power Plays and the Discord, so you can more than welcome to come over and join. It's free. We can work. We be in there during the day. And, like I said, when the market shifts, we can talk about it and go over those things. You have questions about different stock other than the SPY, we can go over and look at the charts and go over some things there too. But that's where we are, man. It's Power Plays, man. That's our Discord. It's Power Plays Palace, man. It's Tuesday morning. Let's get to it, man. Get out here and get your work done. All right, man. It's your boy, man. We out of here.